everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you on a Saturday, talking a little real estate. What's better than that? A little football in East Tennessee, Saturday, orange and white game. Excited to be here in Knoxville and excited to be with you in the studio before y'all go over to the game. Busy week in real estate. Got a good show for you. Hope you guys stay tuned for that. Good message as always. And I hope everybody's doing well. Hope we have a great weekend. Exciting for the weekend. I don't know about you guys. Seems like it goes as quick as the week. Monday starts, before you know it's Thursday, here it's Sunday, and then we start a whole new week. Is that how your week goes? I know my daughter's in basketball tournaments, so we're going to be bouncing between basketball tournaments, orange and white games. So that's where we'll be this weekend. If you're around and around town, maybe you see us down at Vol Village. Hope you come in and say hi. I'd love to see you guys down there and see my kiddos. They might be over there. Say hi to us. All right. What do we have on store for us today? Well, we know the real estate market is moving at ultra supersonic. Supersonic. You like that word, Joe? You like supersonic speed? Yeah, it says supersonic speed. It's springtime. It's where the market is peak. Rates are kind of come down a little bit. A lot of activity in the marketplace. But 2023, it's a mixed bag. You know, somebody said, Ryan, well, how's the market? It's just all over the board. You know, we've got 400,000 and under. Seems like that price point, we just don't have as much inventory as we need. You got the million plus stuff that we've got inventory where we're moving, but it's not as quick as we would like it to be. And then you've got your 600 to, probably say 800. That's a move up buyer. And that seems to be a little bit slower than we expect, but still moving, but slower than last year. So a lot of different things in the marketplace. Of course, we've got a lot of investors coming in the marketplace. We saw January and February kind of cooling off a little bit for investors, but I'm seeing a lot of movement on some of our investment properties that we've got sellers and offers that we just put on today. Offer that we helped a client that was an investor. They put it on the market, decided not to resell it, and one day on the market, we're making a great offer, and hopefully this new family will own a new nice house in Loudon. So we'll see you on Monday. So a lot of things going on. But we do know we have some congrats, as we always like to start the show. Some new listings. New listing on 512 Dormer Court out in Townsend. 2256 Jones Cove Road, new listing there. Beautiful building lot on 770 Ballpoint Road. Make sure you check that out. Got a commercial space out on 642 East Tri-County Boulevard. Used to be old pharmacy, and great, tremendous space there, and even some multifamily space there, apartment space that's available at that property. Galaxy Road, great condo just listed, 7815 Galaxy Road in Powell. Beautiful in-unit condo. Make sure you check that out. Great space, beautiful sunroom off the back, and really nice place. Owners being relocated closer to family, and you're going to love this unit. Been there for a while, and make sure you want to check that out. And then, of course, we have a new lot out on Mount Pleasant Road out there in Norris as well. Some congrats. Ponderosa Drive just closed. Super excited for those guys. Our neighbors on Misty Cloud, congrats to you guys. And so much going on, and our congrats to Snyder Drive closing there in Hardin Valley. So, as you know, we're busy, and I hope you're going to enjoy this show today. A little bit different. My team kind of helps me with the topics, and we're trying to mix it up. And this was kind of a topic that kind of went across my desk, but I thought it would be a good one. So you guys have to bear with me on the show, and hopefully you find it a good show. And I know obviously a lot of you guys are not in real estate, but a lot of you maybe have thought to get into real estate. So this may be a good topic. Or I know a lot of people that own investment properties and then always wanted to get into real estate investing. So this show is going to be for both. If I was to start over in real estate, what would I do differently? And that's going to be the topic of the show. So if I was to go back in the day, now I'm starting to date myself. I used to say I was a young buck. Now, I got young bucks working for me. And so when I was in my 20s, I started in my 22. I was 22, 23 years old when I got started into real estate. And what would I do differently? And how did I get involved in real estate? But if you're out there listening, what makes you, if you're young, like I used to be, and or you're my age, which is fairly young, and you want to get in real estate, what would you do differently? What can you get from today's show? Hope you find it helpful. Hope we have fun talking to you guys. I think it's a good topic. We're going to start with investing. What would we do differently in the real estate investing? Second half, we're going to tie into sales. all you agents out there, my colleagues out there, that may be something that you could grab a tip from. Or if you're in sales, hope you'll find some gain from it on the second half of our show. Real estate investing. I really believe in our product. I believe in what we do. Real estate is still one of the best assets out there that you can invest in, whether it's your home or an investment. Now, I have a lot of people in the space that says, and some people that we follow, they say, hey, never buy a home. It's the biggest waste that you'll get. It's the biggest scam, that kind of thing. And there's guys out there, influencers out there that say, real estate is a bad investment that you should rent. I don't agree with that. I think there's always a space where sometimes renting makes sense. But if you could own and not be a landlord, and own your own home, I think there's nothing better than home ownership. And we've talked about that on the show multiple times. Owning your own home is so important. If you have little ones or kids and families, I think there's nothing more special when I sell some of these properties and we go to the wall, right? And I just did this the other day in a past client's house, and a brand new house that we put them in maybe a couple of years ago, and we go into their living room, and guess what? They've got their heights. They've got pencil mark on the wall, and basically the casing around the wall of their height of their children as they're growing. How special is that? And I had one client, seriously, he took it with him. That's how special it was for him. So I know we've got tons of memories and continuing to grow tons of memories with our children, family, different things like that. Home is where it's at, and a lot of memories. And my mom was alive. Memories that I had back with my family and my mother. You can't get those things back. And so home, that's why we love home ownership. That's why we really promote it on the show. And we try to get everybody to get into home ownership. And it's never been easier than it's been in the last, I'd say, 15, 20 years. So a lot of different programs, a lot of different opportunities. Now, the real estate investing space is a whole different animal. I got actually started in real estate because I wanted to invest. Maybe if you listened to the show for a while, you followed me for years. A guy named Carlton Sheets. I don't know if you guys remember that guy. If not, look him up, YouTube him. He was, as I would say, in my young days, I would say money. He was money. He'd come on there, he'd have the infomercials, and he was something about him. He was a great presentation, and he would do the creative financing. So a lot of guys now say, what's presentation, as far as creative financing? What are you talking about, Ryan? But creative financing was back, in the 80s, in the 90s. They had things called assumable and non-qualifying assumables. And you can kind of see where that market goes today, right? The interest rates go up. We've got some rates at a really great rate of 2.5%, 3%. Well, a lot of qualifying on financing would allow you to assume somebody's existing mortgage without even having a job. They don't even check your income, credit, or anything like that. And so a lot of deals were done with those non-qualifying assumables, FHA and VA loans. And then what you had to do is come up with the difference, whether it's down payment, creative financing. And he was teaching a lot of courses on that and to get into the real estate investing. So that's kind of how I started real estate investing. And just something that I really loved. I thought the opportunity of owning investment property and something paying you was a good deal. And so that's how I got into real estate investing. Some things that I would do differently. I did get started early, 22. I think it's very important that if you start early, continue what you're doing. Set goals for your real estate investment. Talk to your kids. Talk to your kids about the power of real estate and wealth and things that you can do in the real estate industry. There's so much opportunity. It doesn't mean you have to have a license in real estate. It means you can invest in real estate in so many different avenues. We have tiny homes now. We have land. We have development, single family, condos, townhouses. There's a lot of different opportunities that you can get into the real estate market. One of the things that I think would have set sooner is goals. And I think setting realistic goals, investment goals, it's something that you and your family can do together, especially if you have children, college kids, or, you're looking for retirement. You're working a job where, you're going to plan to retire and you want to work more in the golf game or maybe spend a little time with the family and travel. Those are all things that real estate and things can help you in your investment and work over the years. I think I would definitely look at, how we bought properties. I think there's not a course online, right? They have all these infomercials, and there's now the internet with YouTube and things. There's so much information online that I think, stick with the real estate investing groups. Go to YouTube. Follow some people that are doing it. What you would do is do a mentorship, or follow people that own investment properties. Be curious. I think that asks more questions. As you're younger, you don't ask too many questions and you kind of shy. And, as we go into the break, well, we got more. Look, stay with us. More fun stuff here with Real Estate with Ryan. You guys stay tuned.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you.
Hey guys, back at it, Real Estate with Ryan. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're tuning in on Talk Radio 92.3 FM or 98.7 at 1 o'clock, hey, appreciate you guys tuning in. We know we got the orange and white game today. If you're around town, make sure you check us out over at the stadium. Hope you're over there to see us. As you know, Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. Exciting year coming up for football. It's been an exciting exciting, actually, every season. There's basketball, baseball, football, softball. The University of Tennessee Athletic Department's on fire. So hope to see you over there, and hope you're having a good weekend. If you're tuning in, we're just talking about real estate, and our show is talking about what would I do differently in real estate? Well, how would I start differently? What would I do? So we're talking about investing on the first half of the show, and then the second half, if you're in sales, what would I have done differently in sales? And you guys may be thinking about, maybe you're in real estate, right? Or maybe you're thinking about getting into it. What would I have done differently? So I thought it was a good topic, good show. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're tuning in saying, hey man, who's that guy rambling over there? My name's Ryan Coleman, owner, founder of Hometown Realty, and we do this show called Real Estate with Ryan every weekend. We're talking East Tennessee real estate, and we try to give you the up-to-date information on the market, what's going on, no sales, no politics, just having fun. You guys, all of us talking, and hopefully you get something from the show. That's the goal, man. And always excited that you guys follow us. I think we're going on 6 or 7 years. I can't even remember. But we're going on about, I think, 6 or 7 years on the show. So I appreciate the love and so much following us. And as always, you can follow us on all the social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all your app stores. And of course, if you need us for anything, it's an easiest number. I say it's the best number, guys. 693-SOLD. Or you can check us out on our website at ryancoleman.org. There you go. All right. So as I was talking about the first part of the show, we're saying, what would I do? What would I invest differently? And I said the goals are important, but not only goals, but I'd be more curious to talk to people. As a young guy or a young gal, when you're younger, they don't take you as seriously as you do. Real estate's more of a seasoned game, right? They own more property. If you get in the commercial space, it's super competitive. I was telling my financial manager today, I was like, the commercial space is for the top dogs. And, in that space, it's just a whole total different animal. And I said, really understanding that space, we're all learning. We're constantly growing. And I said, they don't teach you that in school. They don't teach you anything about that. So I would talk to more people, invest with people that have real estate. I would be that fly on the wall that if you know somebody that's buying or flipping or renovating a property, just be curious. You'd be amazed what people will tell you or show you if you're curious and just ask questions. Because a lot of successful people in the marketplace that have been there and done that, they love to share their knowledge. They want to share with you what they can do because guess what? They've been where you've been at. They started from somewhere, right? And so that opportunity to carry on that education and maybe help you. But if you don't ask those questions, and guess what? Before you know it, they don't know. They can't read your mind. So that's a very, very important. Are you wanting to be an entrepreneur? Are you that person that really doesn't want to punch a clock? You overwork in a regular schedule? You have a flexible hours. You want to do that? I think real estate is definitely an opportunity there. But investing in real estate takes time, takes money, takes energy. So those are things to just keep in mind. I think most importantly, where people probably want to focus, and I've been doing it 24 years. We've been investing about the same. And some of the things that we use for not only investing in real estate, maybe what I would do differently would be, number one, your backyard is important, knowing your space, knowing your area. But I wouldn't just limit my real estate investing to just your backyard, because I think it limits you so much. There's a lot of different opportunities to own real estate across the country. And now more than ever, when kind of I grew up and I was young, the internet was just coming out. Does that sound how old I am? That might be like you're just an old timer, man. It's tough. It's humbling on here, guys. But, the internet wasn't as strong as where we are now. And there's so much power and so much as an advantage as an investor or a new starter in the business that technology is everywhere. And it really has allowed you to find a property across the U.S., run values on it, network, talk to different people. It's really done a lot. And I think it's really allowed you to grow your portfolio or advance as an investor in the marketplace. So I would definitely think about growing outside of my area and state. I think that's another opportunity. And then I think I would have looked at short-term rentals sooner. I'm not sure that everybody has mixed feelings on short-term rentals. And if you're not curious what a short-term rental is, our market, our backyard, Sevierville, Gatlinburg, we have tons of cabins up there. And a lot of properties in that marketplace are on short-term rentals. And so short-term rentals are where they don't rent for, 12 months out of the year. They're going to rent them nightly for a week, maybe 2 weeks, couple days, and then you get money on those investments. So I would look at those sooner, but understanding that the time frame and the effort that is required versus a long-term rental, make sure that I have that time available. And that's kind of what I got for investment. But I know the number one thing I'd tell everybody that they're investing in real estate, and what I would do differently, is never hesitate. I got started pretty early, but then stopped and then started ramping up as my sales career got really busy. And so I didn't invest as aggressively as I should have. As I got older, I got more aggressive, but be consistent. I think be consistent in whether it's one house a year, one house every couple years, whether you're trying to buy a larger portfolio, things like that. Make sure you're consistent. Start earlier. The earlier that you do, the appreciation, the growth, the compound is really going to benefit you. All right. So let's transition. So I invest in real estate. I've been doing it for a while. And then I'm also in sales, as you guys know. So we're quite busy in the real estate sales, been doing it 24 years. And real estate is a challenging market, right? The number one thing, or any business that you're in, you deal with people. And a lot of you guys out there and gals understand that when you deal with people, you're dealing with people. It's never ending. It's never easy. It's not for the faint at heart, right? You deal with the public. You have the pros and you have the cons. So you have to be a people person to a certain degree. And sales has taught me that early on. I'm a people person when I'm working, but sometimes when I get home, I'm kind of quiet, kind of shy and reserved, and I kind of keep my space. But these are some of the things that I think in real estate that they're not taught, and I hopefully will help you transition or learn if you're in the business or thinking about getting in the business, or maybe some other colleagues now might find some advice. And I think this is number one. Most businesses, colleges, high schools out there, they don't teach you anything about taxes, number one. They don't. They say, well, hey, let's go get a job. Let's go get self-employed. And then maybe they say, hey, well, don't put it in your name. We will get you a little company, get you a little LLC or get you a little corporation. But they don't tell you what's involved after that. They don't tell you, how to save money. all the different things that you can do. And so the number one thing when you get going is, you want to get started in business, but make sure you understand your taxes. Get some books, do some researches on taxes. Not that you have to know the codes in every section, but you have to know certain deductions that you can have, because the old saying, nobody's going to fight for your money but you and your family. So it's important that you're really, you may call a CPA. They're all great. But you know what? At the end of the day, they're processing returns. And again, nobody's going to fight for your money but yourself. So keep that in mind. And if that was the number one thing, I remember I was staring at a tax bill of $50,000 my first year in business. And I was like, oh, wow. And it ended up having to refinance my house at that point. I was young now. I was 22, 23 years old to pay the bill. There was my hard knocks on taxes. So I learned that early on. That'd be the first thing I would talk about. Brokerages, if you're in real estate, make sure you shop brokerages. Not all the same. And in today's market, the bigger doesn't mean the better. Just because you have more agents, it's always about the agent and the company that you have, but it's also about the individual and what you do, the work that makes a difference. Advertising, make sure, this is huge. We see a lot of agents out there right now, and they got their billboards and all these different things that they're doing, which is great. But be in budget. Don't overspend. Don't compete with everybody down the street. If you do, it's a good way to go bust. Always people. We do this show every week. It's the number one reason I do this show. It's about people. People to get a chance to understand who I am, what our company's about, what we deliver, and a way to kind of separate ourselves in the marketplace to see how we could help you. Always put people first. It's always going to come back. If you take care of the client, they're going to give you referrals, and that's going to grow your business. I think it's one of the other top things that we had was making sure we have our referrals, and make sure you stay on goals and targets, because I'm running short on time. And that's what I've got for Real Estate with Ryan is today. I hope you've enjoyed this show. I love being with you guys. Go Vols. Thank you for tuning in. If you need me, the number is easy. It's 693-SOLD or ryancoleman.org. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back next weekend.